Wagwan, so this is a simple cheese pizza recipe. I am using instant yeast, so this step is optional. However, the yeast has been sitting in the fridge for quite a while, so I'm testing to see if it's still alive and well. So in a container, I put about 3/4 cup of lukewarm water, not hot water, it will kill the yeast. Lukewarm water. And then I added 2 teaspoons, then quarter teaspoons of instant yeast, and then I added quarter teaspoon of granulated sugar. Gonna give it a good stir, then cover it and allow it to sit on the counter for about 7 minutes. So as I mentioned before, this step is optional. Normally I just add the yeast to the flour, but I'm testing to see if it's alive and well. So after 7 minutes or so, I can tell that the yeast is alive and well because it bubbles up and becomes frothy. So the yeast is okay, right? In a container, I am adding 2 cups of all-purpose flour already pre-sifted, quarter teaspoon of salt, half tablespoon of granulated sugar, and a little bit of all-purpose seasoning, which is really optional. It's my preference. So I'm using my hand to incorporate all the ingredients. Now I am adding some of the flour mixture to the yeast. Then gonna use a spoon to combine the yeast with the flour mixture, and then I'm going to use my hand to mix the flour into a dough, and I'm going to use a little bit of lukewarm water as well because it needs more water. The water should not be hot, it will kill the yeast, and it should not be cold, it will not rise the yeast, so it should be lukewarm. So yeah, I'm mixing the flour into a dough as I mentioned before. If the dough gets too sticky, you can always dust it with a little bit of flour, but don't use a lot of flour. Just use a little bit of flour and dust the dough so that it no longer sticks. However, the dough should be soft. Now this is the time when people normally flour a surface and then knead the dough on the surface, but hey, I am a Jamaican. I am making dumplings from me yard and my knee. So there's no need to do that. I'm going to knead it right into the container for at least 4 minutes until the dough becomes like an elastic. And as you can see, the dough is bouncing back when I poke it, so the dough is ready. So what I'm doing now is to add a little bit of olive oil. You can use any oil of your choice. I just rather to use olive oil. Um, and just to grease the container, then I'm going to put the dough into the container. Ensure that the dough is greased as well with the olive oil. This will prevent the dough from drying out while it is rising. So I'm going to cover the dough with a clean dish towel and put it into a microwave to rise. I'm going to bake the pizza on a pizza pan, so you can use any other utensil such as a cookie sheet or a thick bottom skillet. So I use a little bit of olive oil to grease the pizza pan. You can use any oil of your choice. So I'm using fresh mozzarella cheese, low moisture, and you can even buy the shredded one in the supermarket. Just make sure that it is low moisture, so read the package carefully, right? So after an hour, the dough is ready. Just punch down to deflate it, and then I'm gonna wipe the countertop clean, and then I'm gonna spread a little bit of flour onto the countertop. This is the time now when I need to flour the countertop, right? And then I'm gonna add the dough to the countertop. I'm gonna add a little bit of flour on top of the dough as well. This is to prevent it from sticking to the rolling pin. So I am going to use a rolling pin to flatten the dough. It is very much important to flatten the middle of the dough thin and then the edges a little bit thick, right? So now just transfer the dough onto the pizza pan. If the dough is torn, just use a finger and patch it out. Now watch your face. This is what I deal with. Yeah, man. Simple thing that. So I'm going to cut off the hanging dough and put it into a freezer bag and put it into the fridge until another time I can just take it out of the freezer and allow it to thaw, roll it out and make pizza. Again, can store in the freezer for up to 2 months. So now I am kind of folding over the edges, trying to make a crust. You understand? Yeah, man. And I was in a bit of a hurry when I'm doing this as well because I was going somewhere. So at this point, I am, stretching the dough just a little bit to the edges of the pizza pan and ensuring that the center of the dough is thin while the crust is somewhat thick. I am using a little bit of olive oil to brush all over the dough lightly and to brush all over the edges as well. So if you don't want your dough to be crispy, use vegetable oil. I sometimes use vegetable oil. It depends on the taste that I'm going for. Right now I want a crispy dough, so I'm using olive oil, right? So I am using a fork as well to poke holes into the dough to stop it from bubbling up. Yeah. And in Jamaica, we would say juke up the dough, right? I'm using a spoon to lightly coat the pizza sauce all over the pizza. I purchased the sauce at Shoppers Fair, and you can make your own pizza sauce, but if I was to make my own pizza sauce, it will cost me a lot more than $500. You understand? I purchased a jar of pizza sauce for $500, 500 and something dollars, and it is really nice as well. So now I am adding the pizza generously because it is cheese pizza. You can put whatever toppings you want to put as well, whether you want to do barbecue chicken or jerk chicken or sausage or bacon or mushrooms. The choices are endless. It's all up to you. Just make sure that you cook the toppings first before putting it on the pizza. You don't want to add anything with a lot of moisture to the pizza because it will cause the pizza to sag a bit. Okay, so the oven is preheating at 450 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm gonna bake the pizza for 12 minutes. And now I am adding some pepper flakes as well. Yeah, man. So this is my homemade cheese pizza. The pizza is out of the oven after 12 minutes. I use a knife to slice the pizza, and the pizza is nice. Try this recipe. You won't buy pizza anymore. Thanks for watching. Walk good until next time.